Rabotai, we have to learn something today. I'm going to tell you, Torah is compared to water, fire, water, and desert. This is Parashat Bamidbar that we're dealing with the fire, water, and desert. Now, what does it mean, fire? A person in life, when he hits the fact that he's starting to get involved with the Torah, he's always got to be on fire. You see, it doesn't mean you have to go wild, like a wildfire, but within your insides, within your innards, you got to be excited to serve Hashem. When you wake up in the morning, they bring down, we watch it like at 9 when you first wake up, because you are like the Kohen that goes inside the Kodesh Beit HaMikdash to serve Hashem. It's like you're serving Hashem from fresh. It's like your Kohen. The Kohen washes his hands before he walks in. You wash your hands as well before you start your day, because now you're serving Hashem. You're getting a new day of life where you gotta pump it up. You gotta understand. You gotta be. You're starting your day. It's gotta be on fire. You know, somebody was telling me, they were interviewing a guy, how he was a very successful human being, 30. So they asked him, how'd you become so successful? He said, because every day for 30 years of my life, when I woke up and I got ready for my day, in my inside of me, I was full of energy. You're a servant of Hashem. You have one shot to serve Hashem. You live 120 years, happy and healthy. But you have one shot to make the best impression that you can for Borei Olam. Not for everybody else, for Borei Olam. Now, automatically, you'll see how everything comes into play. But you yourself, you got to understand, you have to have enthusiasm. You have to be enthusiasm. I said, Ochot Tzadikim brings down. Ochot Tzadikim says that if a person does a mitzvah with happiness, he gets 1,000 times more reward than he does it without happiness. If you're enthusiastic inside, you're excited, you're happy, I'm psyched. Pump yourself up. Yeah, I'm going, I'm ready, I'm this. And you do the mitzvah, you get 1,000 times more reward. Isn't that amazing? Chazim says that. It's 1,000 times more reward. It's not worth it. You're doing the mitzvah anyway. You might as well pump yourself up about it, you know? You wake up in the morning, you put on a tefillin. Excited. Oh, I can't wait. Mitzvah. An angel doesn't have the mitzvah of tefillin. You have a mitzvah of tefillin. The Gaon of Vilna, when he was passing away from the world, he took his tzitzit and he was looking at his tzitzit and crying. And his student said, Rabbi, why are you crying? He said, because a few dollars I could buy tzitzit, and now I don't know what's going to happen now after I can't do it ever again in the next world. Now I can do it. So in another minute, he was passing away. I can't fulfill that mitzvah. You understand? You're alive. You can fulfill any mitzvah that you want right now. Pump up yourself with inside. Get yourself on fire. On fire, I'm telling you. Even with a lady, right? She has her mitzvot. She has, let's say, once a week. Halakat nerot, right? She lights the Shabbat candles, right? It's a once a week mitzvah, by the way. It's a once a week. That lady should really be on fire when she's lighting the candles. With no pun intended, because she's lighting the fire with the fire. At the end of the day, ladies, for sure, think about it. It's, man, a person might have a year tonight. Rabbi, I put my tefillin every single day. I got the mode of it. I got the used to it. I got the gears, right? But a woman, it's once a week. Oh, I'm excited. I'm lighting on the kanerot. It's a mitzvah. Wow. You understand what I'm trying to say over there? And then it's 1,000 times more. It's 1,000 times more. That is all fire. Now, where do we also learn this from? From Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was ready to give up his life for Hashem. Where do we see that? Where do we see Avraham Avinu was ready to give up his life for Hashem? Because Nimrod came in and said, bow down to the idol. If you bow down to the idol, good. If not, I'll kill you. So what does Avraham do? Kill me. Takes Avraham, chucks him in the fire. Avraham, we all know, got saved. So you see, Avraham was ready to go through fire. Even if it's hard and it's this and that, he's ready to go through it. It's a lot of times a person wakes up, he's lazy, he's not in the mood, and this, nah. Doesn't make a difference. You're Eved Hashem, you're Eved Hashem. I remember one guy told me, he called me up, he said, I'm not in the mood, I'm not coming to the shoot tonight. I said, what are you not in the mood? He said, today, I told him that day, I wasn't in the mood, I was very, very tired, I was very weak, I was very, I don't know, I was like, forget it, I was out of it, and all of a sudden, I told him, I still went to go learn. It was very hard for me, but I did it anyway. You do it anyway. So now at the end of the day, Avraham Avinu did it. No matter how hard it was. He jumped in the fire, didn't care. But you might say that that's only an individual. How do we know that the whole Am Yisrael for Hashem is willing to give up their life? How do you know? That we see from water. Where do we see from water? From the fact that when it came to Yam Suf, when it came to the jumping in the water, everybody had to jump in. Everybody had to have that emunah to jump in the water. Now, I was debating with somebody last night. Listen to the debate. I was sitting down. I was giving a class to a few 18-year-olds, and I was telling them, would you, if you were in Yam Suf, would you jump? That was my question to them. You know, we're dealing with water right now. You have the Yam Suf over there. Imagine you see a whole crazy ocean. Now you know the end of the story. So now I told them, now it's very simple. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you know it's going to split. But they didn't, split, not split. You're jumping in the water. You could drown in the water. Now, would you jump? Would you go? Would you not go? So I gave the example differently. I said if we're on a plane, how high does the plane go, Jack? How high in the feet? How high, no?
35,000.
35,000 feet, yeah? Imagine 35,000 feet up in the air, right? And all of a sudden, you could feel the wind by the window, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like freezing. You ever feel the window? And I tell you, listen, by the way, I showed you 10 miracles before. I showed you 10 crazy miracles. I showed you 10 crazy miracles. I showed you everything. Now we're on the plane, and I tell you, listen, I'm going to open up the emergency exit right now. I'm going to ask everybody to jump. Okay, where's the parachute? No, don't worry. Hashem's going to save you. Don't worry. Don't worry. So, wait. I'm just jump in the thing. Yeah, jump. God's going to save you. Would you jump? Yes or no? I showed you 10 crazy miracles. What do you think, Jack? Would you jump? Yes or no?
From a plane?
Yeah, I told you. This is the scenario. I gave you 10 miracles.
No.
And then I open up the door. You see the wind is like, oh, you have to hold on. I go, jump. Don't worry. Where's the parachute? No parachute. Just jump. God's going to save you. You would do it? He would jump. Jack would jump. Because I would jump. Right? Would it be a hard test? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So the fellow, think about where Am Yisrael is holding. Think about what Am Yisrael is holding. They're holding in an ocean right now, and you might say, wait, but they have no choice because even so, you saw the miracles, but it was a hard test. And yet they passed. You see that Am Yisrael, what they do for the Torah, everybody, what they did for Hashem, they jumped in, no problem, we trust in you, we believe in you, well, let's do it. But you might ask me, Rabbi, that's only a one-time thing. That's only one time. It's momentarily. Yeah, a person could have emunah one time. A person could sacrifice one time, right? But could you sacrifice for a long, long time? It's like a guy playing ball, right? You ever play ball? Like, okay, one time you can have a lucky shot, lucky day, and play awesome. Right? So, wow, the guys he hit the 3-point, he got lucky, he just chugged, he got in and that. But to be a ball player, let's say every single time and win, that you got to be the next level. So the emunah in the people, how do we see? That was only momentarily. How do we see it was an ongoing emunah? Where do we see that from? From the Midbar. 40 years. They were living in the desert, literally with Hashem. Nobody could say anything. They sat there and they lived with Hashem. It was so strong, the emunah and bitachon in Hashem, that if you think about it logically, is a wild thing. The man was held from generation after generation after generation. You know that? Generation after they said hold the man. After 40 years in the desert, hold the man. Why? Because if anybody said anything about parnasah, the Navi would show him parnasah. They take out the box, they show him the man. Here! So what are you showing me? I need parnasah. He says, this is parnasah. You know how many years it came down the man? 40 years. You know how much every day the man came down? Now 2,000 years worth of food that came down every single day. Why? Hashem showing you, I'm the one that gives the parnasah. And this is the great lesson that we have to learn. we have to take this upon ourselves, that we have to understand no matter what situation we're in life, no matter where we are, whether we have to be enthusiastic like the fire, like we gave the example, we have to have that emunah like all the people had by the Yam Suf, and it has to be consistent and continuously in like we learned in the desert.